Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Blaze2k. Thank you for being here. So Halo Infinite fans might have a little bit of good news for you. Basically, Microsoft is hiring hiring a studio to basically help develop content for Halo Infinite and help develop it forward. As you know, it was released 6 months ago, back in November 15th, 6 months ago, and they're still on Season 1's content. Now, usually with games like Call of Duty, and Fortnite, etc., Apex Legends, online multiplayer shooter games, usually they release a new season of content every 1 to 2 months with new maps, new guns, etc., new skins. But with Halo Infinite from 343 Industries, they've basically a game that was already delayed by a year. It was supposed to come out in 2020. It got pushed back to 2021. And even at 2021, they were missing the Forge mode, which still hasn't came out, by the way. If you don't know what Forge mode is, it's basically a game mode that allows you to create your own maps within the bigger Halo maps. Section off parts, create racetracks, create your own game modes, all that sort of fun stuff. It's really awesome. It's one of my favorite features that they brought over from, that started in Halo 3, right? So a lot of stuff is still missing from the game, and they basically haven't put out a lick of content since release day, more or less. And fans have basically just stopped playing it. The multiplayer has been a big disappointment for me since day one. I feel like a lot of the maps look the same. They've not released new maps. I want to see some classic maps brought in. And for as big a studio as 343 Industries is, I just can't get my head around the fact that they need 6 months to release a new season of content. And even then, the new season of content isn't going to be that much. So 6 months between season releases, dude. Anyways, Microsoft's clearly disappointed. The fans of Halo are clearly disappointed more than anyone. I'm disappointed. I was not a fan of the maps at launch. I mean, some of them were pretty cool. I was feeling good vibes, but then basically I've not played it since it came out. So that probably speaks volumes, right? But yeah, they're bringing in a new studio to help rush along things, push things along, get more content out there, and we're going to take a look at the article. But before we do, smash the like button down below if you can. It really helps the channel out, helps me out. Consider supporting by clicking the join button down below. Click the like, click the subscribe, click the bell icon if you love gaming news and gaming streams. Let's get into the news. So, this comes courtesy of Polygon. Microsoft recruits a company called Certain Affinity to help with Halo Infinite. Even the Master Chief needs help sometimes. Halo Infinite was a nigh perfect renewal of the Halo franchise. Indeed, it was. The game has a fun and expansive campaign and a well-tuned multiplayer in a package that harkens back to the halcyon days of Xbox Live and the power sounds and the sound of power shields charging up. It's also been slow to add new content to its excellent but troubled multiplayer mode. But help seems to be on the way in the form of Austin studio Certain Affinity, which has been hired to assist 343 Industries in further evolving Halo Infinite. I think it's a little bit too late, Halo, and Microsoft. I mean, it's been 6 months since the game released, and you're only starting to push things along now. I've seen a bunch of posts from 343, from like the community manager and stuff, saying, we've been struggling. You have all these expectations of us. We're trying to get stuff done, but it's taking its time. We're behind. I'm like, 343 Studios is a massive game development company. Let's see, how many employees work at 343 Industries? 450 employees at 343 Industries. So that's a lot of people that work there, a lot of people, and they can't put out a couple of maps once or twice, once every 1 or 2 months. It's ridiculous. So back into the news. The news comes via the briefest of posts on the Certain Affinity site, which notes the studio will be deepening our relationship with 343. Founded in 2006 by Max Hoberman, former multiplayer and online lead for the Halo series, Certain Affinity has carved out a niche as a support shop, largely assisting in the development of games in the Call of Duty and Halo franchises. Certain Affinity's hiring appears to be in step with the recent comments from 343 about the Halo developers' efforts to expand in order to meet the demand for more agile updates and faster cadence of content. Responding to fans on Reddit, Brian Jarrod, community director at 343, spoke quite frankly about the challenges and constraints the studio is facing in supporting Infinite. We're certainly not happy to be unable to meet player and community expectations. It's a difficult situation that's going to take the team time to work through. Right now, the focus is on S2, Season 2 of the content, and we'll have more to share on that in the coming weeks. Meanwhile, a lot of production planning, costing planning, hiring, etc. is all happening, which doesn't really lend to detailed regular updates. We understand the community is simply out of patience, and frankly, I think understandably tired of words, which we are. This is kind of ridiculous. They've got 450 people working in that studio, and they can't put out drabs of new content any sooner than every 6 months. Speechless, absolutely speechless. We just need some time for the team to get the details sorted, and then we can certainly share as much as we can. Honestly, they should have had the whole studio, or at least half the studio, working on post-launch content for Halo Infinite. New maps, bringing back some of the old maps. I mean, you don't even have to you don't really have to redesign the maps or like remaster them. Just bring in the maps from Halo 3 and Halo 4, etc., etc. I'm happy to play on a map that looks a little bit outdated, as long as it's a new map and a map that I hear about, you know. Following an exciting launch, the conversation around Halo Infinite has largely deteriorated into community frustration with the lack of new content and an unsatisfying seasonal model. These frustrations have been compounded by the decision to continually delay big features like campaign co-op and Forge map editor. That's another issue. Campaign co-op wasn't ready for launch. How? Halo was like one of the OG games that really championed co-op play. So for them not to have co-op campaign at launch, not let alone 6 months later, that's kind of ridiculous, you know? Like, what have they been doing? The game was delayed by a year anyway, and they're still 6 months after launch, and they're still behind big time. Like, I just don't have words. These frustrations have been coming and lengthy outages sidelining an entire multiplayer mode. Getting Infinite up to speed will be a long and slow task for 343 and partners, but the studio is positioning forthcoming Season 2, dubbed Lone Wolves, as the first small step, with 2 new maps, new multiplayer modes, and a bevy of tweaks. Halo Infinite Season 2 launches on May 3rd. Too little, too late. I don't think I'll be popping back on it. I might pop on if I get the urge to play some Halo. I might pop on and play a little bit of Halo Infinite at some point, but really, I've kind of lost patience in it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I really think they need to push content out faster. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're focusing on the next Halo game. That's why they haven't been able to put their 450 developers to work making content for Infinite. I just don't know, man. I don't know. 6 months is far too long between content updates. By that time, people are playing a different game, you know, like me. Like, I've given up on Halo and I've moved on to something else. So, yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Halo Infinite is a little bit slow when it comes to post-launch updates and new content? Let me know down below. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, if you like gaming news, if you love gaming streams, 3D printed virtual reality, please consider dropping a subscribe. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell icon next to it. I love you. I appreciate you. Please consider supporting the channel by clicking join down below as well. And, yeah. Join our elite club of members. Anyways, guys, have a good day. Love you. Peace out. Thank you for watching the video. Peace. Click the like button.